11,145 pounds, a new breed and generation of Winnebago fifth wheel making landfall here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. The Voyage series. And I tell you, Winnebago, they're getting serious about fifth wheels, guys. There's some cool, different stuff going on here. So, this is Azdel under the fiberglass skin, which a lot of people like. You can see the big double awning on there. You've got road armor, like pin box and suspension system for smooth ride and handling. 6-point auto leveling. This is a short fifth wheel to have a 6-point system. This is going to feel super stable when it is all set up. And you might notice under that skirt line, this actually has a drop frame. This uses the same Norco different style chassis as all Winnebago towable RVs, but their style of chassis gives this thing more dry storage capacity outside than I think I've ever seen on a fifth wheel this size before. 31-foot box, 34 feet tip to tail rear living, 3134 RL. Crazy! A manufacturer finally gave us a model number that makes sense. Something I like to do is give you an idea of how travel friendly an RV is. When you have triple slides, an island, you just can't get to everything. You just can't. There's just no way. But something Winnebago did right, and they did it right the first time. They gave us full access to this 4-door refrigerator. Some brands, if you're lucky with this fridge, you can get to like the right-hand side and maybe the freezer. You can get to the entire thing. Now, of course, you can get to the bedroom and the bathroom. So if you need to just, stop real quick, get a sandwich, rub the sleep out of your eyes, use the bathroom, you can do all of that right here. They did a good job of this, and they did it the first time. Then we get those slides open, and we get something nice and big, open, and airy. So we got the combination, good travel and access, manageable 34-foot tip-to-tail kind of thing, and yet these big opposing slides, direct-facing entertainment, guests sleep and hide a bed, and a partridge in a pear tree. Awesome kitchen in this. The kitchen here is like a step above, and that's kind of the thing. This is what the market, although mid-profile and full profile don't really kind of mean anything anymore, but this is what historically would have been called a mid-profile fifth wheel, but it's got a lot of high-profile features like that big fridge, convection microwave, dual air, the 6-point leveling I mentioned. There's some serious stuff going on in here. So let's start right from the top. Power vent fan above the kitchen right there to keep that cooking heat exhausted. And some nice indirect lighting along with that ceiling light fixture right there. And you might notice how like the ceiling panels, wall panels, nothing is flat. Everything has like a little bit of a print, a shape, a character. A lot of really smart decisions and design going on here. That theater seat on Boardwalk and Park Place directly across from that no-neck wrecker entertainment center, giving us easy viewing. And speaking of which, that TV is on a double swing arm pivot. So if you want to face the dining or even the kitchen, or if you want it to face toward the sofa and the theater seats, you can do that as well. Naturally, right below that, we have our DVD job. We've got our electric space heating fireplace. And I don't want to diminish the value of those features. Those electric heaters right there, those things are absolutely awesome, but they're pretty common in a fifth wheel like this, so I don't want to spend time talking about stuff that's the same. I want to focus on smart features. Like if we take a look here, you can see that this has roll down blackout shades, which very few fifth wheels in this class, budget, and category have. Very handy if you are utilizing this guest sleeping space back here. You can really block out the sun if you are so inclined. Now, both side stands on either side of that sofa have a sealed edge counter, and I suppose you would say that is the lowest grade or feature counter that you'll find in this, because the majority of your countertops and your kitchen countertops are solid surface, but in the bathroom, here in the living room, those side stands, those are a sealed edge, so you're always getting something that has water proofing effectively to it. Both side stands also have household and USB plugs. So this is very, very device friendly or guest CPAP friendly with their own little kind of storage cubbies down there. Great for the grandkids or little stuff you don't need every day. Now, not only do we have those blackout shades all over the place, we have ourselves awesome cross breeze window potential, whether it's the sofa side or the recliner side. Everything has cross breeze windows. We've got a guy weaving his way through to hitch up to something here. Wow, he is good. Look at that, threading that needle. But that almost kind of drives home the fact that this RV has immense campside overlook window coverage right here. Even if you look in the main entry door, that is a full window that does have its own privacy shade, and upstairs in the hallway, you also have a little bit of a shade going on right there. Another thing I want to point out in this theater seat, they went ahead, like all theater seats are not created equal. This does have a larger theater seat in it with that extra large middle console. Great for, just drink holders, but not to mention the fact that it also has storage cubby inside that flip up middle armrest. Over here, I did something I don't normally do. I put both chairs over on one side of this freestanding table because this does have a pair of fold-away guest chairs. But before we get there, I love the accenting and the, I always call it burnishing, but it's not burnishing. Distressing, is that what that's called, on the edge of the table here? And I love how it has almost a very organic, almost looks like hand cut, like natural wood kind of look to it. It ain't, but it sure does look cool when they do stuff like that. And you may have noticed, if you're really paying attention, one of those fold-away chairs, like you could fold these down anywhere. These fold super flat. And I love that they do that because most of the time this is just a couple's coach. But every now and then you do want to be able to accommodate guests, and it does have that ability. Now I've only pulled out one of those guest chairs, but it does come with a pair. And again, you can fold them down under the bed. You could sneak them behind the theater seat. You could put them just about anywhere. And by the way, on both sides of the Super Slide, Winnebago does this a lot in their Super Slides, they're household and USB plugs. You are very, very phone friendly. And as I back up here, I want to take a good look at the island before we dive into the kitchen. You can see that spring-loaded high-rise sprayer faucet. Ladies, if your husband gets a little out of line, he's sitting over there at the table, you can unspring that, flip it over to him, kick the water on, hose him down, tell him to cool off. Do so at your own risk, everybody. Okay, but back to the point. Big old stainless farm sink, and that is an extra long one. That's a big farm sink right there with huge shelf space below. Now, someone's going to say, oh man, they should have put a wastebasket there. Don't worry. We'll get to that in just a second. They didn't forget about it. Now, notice how the sink is offset in the island. You have that dedicated, so like you could be washing dishes and still have a spot right here for a dish strainer. And what that creates is the perfect place for drawers. And when you do that, there's no such thing as too much counter space or too much storage in a kitchen. But I do like it when a manufacturer tries, And they definitely tried in this kitchen. I mean, they tried hard. We're going to start over here. I love the symmetry in this kitchen. That's something, I think they kind of took that note from the Keystone Montana series. I see a lot of brands doing symmetrical, like microwave, stovetop type stuff. It always looks good. Big convection residential size microwave in there, by the way. That's another one of those, like I said, like upscale, high, like full profile fifth wheel features in more of a mid-size and mid-budget. Big breeze window. That's not, just for looks. You get sweet airflow. You might have noticed they don't do frameless windows on these. They go for maximum effective airflow. Tons of prep space. You might have noticed on the island, easy reach outlets as well. More drawers. There's that wastebasket I said we'd get to. Drawer below the stove. And then just, big old generic wide open storage space there in case you got big stuff. Pots, pans, bacon sheets. Baking sheets to cook your bacon on. Ooh, bacon sounds good. 4-door, big gas electric, auto backup fridge in the event of power loss. And then over here we've got, of course, the coffee bar, but you see that little black circular thing below that overhead cabinet on that little coffee bar counter right there? That is a like wireless charge pad for your phone. So if you have a phone that supports wireless charging, you're good to go. Now, as long as we got stuff open, real quick note, I love that little shoe garage. Nice place to kick off your flip-flops and whatnot. But as we go upstairs to the bathroom, a couple neat things. We get a good look at the LCI One control system on this, and it is the newer generation, which is nice. So like if you want to just turn all the lights off right here, you can. You want to individually control a bunch of lights, you can. You want to turn the lights on and off, monitor your tanks, and of course, anything you can do off that, you can very easily just do right off your phone. You can also, if you go to devices, you can set like favorite devices. So like if you want to just have your lights or your slides or something right here, there's a lot of different things it can do. And by the way, the power, well, let me turn the lights back on. I should have done that. Come on, home button. My fingers are cold. It's not one to read all lights on. Boom. There we go. Turn the awning light off because I don't need to eat up my battery. It's telling me, hey, here's how much battery you have left coming off. That's cool. It's getting low. But what I was getting at, your power vent fan in the kitchen, you can even open, close, and control that right there. Now, if you've seen Fifth Wheel lately, you've probably seen this bathroom. This has become one of the most predominant bathroom arrangements, and for good reason. It works extremely well. I don't think it would have killed him to put a little towel bar against the wall right there. And I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm willing to be very fair and even point out things I like, even things that I think could be improved on an RV tour when I go through. So know that you're always getting, the real skinny from Haylett RV here. But at the same time, too big of a towel rack would hit that door, and then you'd have a damaged door. So no matter what, somehow you're wrong. That is the biggest challenge RV developers face. No matter what they do, they're wrong. That being said, if something you want is a towel rack or loop or something right there, give us a call, guys. That's just a couple screws. I'm not losing a deal over what I call screwdriver work. Good linen space in here. I like the shelf over there. Porcelain foot flush stool. Plenty of legroom. Easy step-in, walk-in shower with corner seat. And I think kind of taking a page out of Cougar's book, although Cougar's not the only one to do it, but I bet they were paying attention. They used a printed shower surround panel and a clear shower door, which makes the whole thing look and feel a little bit larger. Nicely sized medicine cabinet to keep your Lipitor up out of the way. And again, sealed edge counters, and in traditional Winnebago fashion, our sink is a big, nice adult-sized stainless sink with room for a little wastebasket down below. Real smart how they put that in there. Pardon my little shoe cleaning carpet patch. I forgot to fish that out of there. Now, as we come up here into the bedroom, let there be light. And there is, and you can see nicely lit in here. We have applied the second air conditioner option to this to really maximize your cold airflow. And this is built with a king bed in mind. King beds are so popular. Winnebago said, no sweat. We'll get you a 34-foot box with a king bed. But what they did is, because they planned it with a king, they left room to walk around it. Where a lot of brands have just kind of shoved a king into a bed slide over the years, this was purpose built with the king bed. And if you notice as you walk through here, they've got these nice side stands built right onto the slide. Household and USB plugs on both sides, which is smart. It's really cool. I like what they did here. I left that closet door open so that you could see for yourselves that they're not relying on a shelf in the closet to be like a bedside stand. They've actually purposely built and dedicated something for it. Across from the bed, like if you just got up in the morning and you stood up beside the bed, this is what you'd look at. You got your TV hookups up there in that corner. And of course, like any fifth wheel with a bed slide and a closet up front, we've got those washer dryer hookups that everybody looks for. And again, sealed edge counter on top of that dresser, but holy crap, Batman, that is the technical term, by the way, did they put a monster dresser in this thing. This is just drawerage galorage. I mean, good lord, you got 4 big dresser drawers, plus you got the smaller ones up top, which are very good for your smaller things. Socks, undies, whatever, you get the idea. Now, something I didn't mention previously, but I want to take a second to look at real quick here. Our air conditioning ducts. Winnebago's cool about this. They use a different kind of AC system, very similar to like a Jayco, and each air vent can turn and close individually without really negatively affecting the system. And what's really, really cool about that is, like, no pun intended on the whole cool thing, like, I love to have cold air, woof, blowing right on me. Like, I got the fan blasting my face at night. My wife, not so much. That's not her thing. Now, if I take a quick knee here, something not every fifth wheel has, and it's easy to get to, I'm only using one hand to get to it, we've got a nice, big, under bed storage chest. And like I said, those little fold-away chairs, you can hide those suckers just about anywhere. And as we start stepping out here and get more into the construction of the RV, like I said, they were serious about this. So this has a drop frame storage on a chassis, not usually used on fifth wheels. Even, I mean, just the base construction chassis on this is different. And notice how they even added that little step-up storage shelf up there, which actually has its own pass-through door accessible from the front side. So what's down below that? More storage, because why not? Industrialized flooring here in the pass-through, very similar. It reminds me a lot of our Eagle pass-throughs in the way that they're using toy hauler flooring. And again, similar to an Eagle or a Jayco. You see that you have the double-sided thermofoil radiant barrier lining the upper deck. That is helping create a comfort point and a temperature break point between inside to outside. Lights on both sides of this huge drop frame. You've got the TV hookups there. You've got the speakers down in the skirt so they're not blowing the neighbor away. 4 plank MORryde entry step. That is an anti-slam extra large entry door. So, I mean, it's like you start talking big fifth wheel features and they have them in, I mean, really what kind of comparably lines up against like a mid-sized fifth wheel. They kind of really slid in here to something that is sneakily good. Now, it is windy today, and I'm doing my best to shield the camera, so if it's getting a little bit wind choppy, I am sorry about that. Dual power awnings with lighting, so you've got awesome coverage over here. Notice how that front awning is actually extra large. Now, here's a cool thing on all of the Voyages, whether it's a trailer or a fifth wheel. Very similar, once again, to Eagle Smart lighting that we would have on any Jayco fifth wheel here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Those accent lights on either side of that nose cap. Like, let's say you flip on your right-hand turn signal. That right-hand accent light is also going to blink a DOT orange so that you can, you know, tell the other drivers on the road what your intentions are. It's also got reverse lighting, so they're doing some cool things here. I mentioned when the video began, but I want to circle back to the fact that we have Road Armor shock dampening pin box and suspension system, so that this thing has excellent ride and handling. And we already saw that big drop frame pass-through storage compartment with that upper shelf. That shelf is where this upper door leads to. But since the frame drops down, it's so big, they went ahead and utilized every compartment to its greatest potential and capacity. It is pretty cool what they are doing here. This is different. I like different. I like that it's just not the same thing you've seen 100,000 million times before. Now, over here, when this big door, is this called like a French style baggage door or something like that? I'm not sure. But you see how you've got your enclosed, private, protected docking center right here. Just inside where it's easy to reach, we have our automatic leveling controls. And once again, what blew me away, a 6-point leveling system on a fifth wheel this size. Also, we've got a 10-gallon water heater vessel right there. So between gas and electric fast recharge modes, that is going to give us pretty darn close to 20 to 22 gallons of hot water per hour. Our sewer outlet's right there. Pretty standard location for most fifth wheels like this. Wheels looking good. And I like how they accented it with those red calipers, but also with the red Road Armor suspension package that you see right there. And again, just so that you can see it for yourself, front leveling jacks. We've got our jacks amidships, and then right behind the rear tires, our third and final set of jacks, 2 on each side, 6-point leveling. Hop into the rear here. We are, of course, rear camera prepped and ready, whether you're looking for in motion or just parking, you know, assistance cameras. Reverse lighting on those taillights also very handy for dusk and dawn kind of parking. This does have a 2-inch receiver hitch on the back there, so if you want to throw a bike rack on the back, something like that, she's all prepped, ready to go. We will get up on that walkable roof in just a moment. But real quick over here, another peek at those double awnings and just all the windows on the door side over here, brother. They put all of the windows here so that you can enjoy looking at your campsite instead of looking at your sweaty neighbors. The polar white roof membrane doing a good job of helping keeping a lot of that sunshine out. Not to mention the radiant foil package, not just in the, I guess you call it the ceiling of the pass-through or the bathroom bedroom floor, but up the nose cap, all the way down this roof and down the rear wall as well to make this a comfortable hot climate camper. And you can see right there a solar prep plug with just tons of room to go solar crazy, should you be so inclined. And wouldn't you know it, ladies and gentlemen, over there in that service center, we are capable of setting you up with whatever solar you want. And sometimes people go, well, how much is solar? Well, that's not a question that has an answer. Solar is not one size fits all. It's what size fits you. So if that's something you're looking for, give us a call. Tell us how you plan to camp, and we'll get a package custom built for your wants and needs. So whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer, package deals, RV delivery, everything between, the only thing we don't do is hidden dealer fees here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.